Hi guys, happy Memorial Day weekend. Not sure when this one's going to air, if I have time to do it today or not. So happy Memorial Day, guys. 37% off on my 4.5 hour combatives and street jiu-jitsu DVD. If you haven't done it, do it. It's going to help you. Trust me. Just do it. Trust me. Okay? If you get in a situation, you're like, I'm glad I did. It's going to help you. So I want to try to remember to talk about Rokas's new BJJ shitty self-defense video. I want to talk about my Memorial Day yesterday. Mark Dacascos, Kathy Long, Don the Dragon Wilson, my live streams, etc. So yesterday I had a very good day. I enjoyed it quite a bit. Finished editing all my SWAT videos, so those are now edited and targeted to launch. Hopefully that's good to go. What a interesting and awesome experience to get that training and the barrel training. People walking in front of you. Guys, I did all that. Awesome high pressure stuff. Okay. So yesterday I had a new student I met in the park. He's been training martial arts off and on a long time. A lot of different stuff. Knowledgeable about like kung fu and sensitivity a little bit and all kinds of stuff. I saw a video of him with some, I think, a aikido instructor. It looked like he had real sensitivity and some real stuff. So, fairly experienced guy. I made 7 videos doing more like Systema, but applying Systema Kung Fu concepts into practical functional stuff like wrestling pummeling and neck pummeling. And guys, you might watch the video, and if you didn't know I can really fight, excuse the lawnmower. If you didn't know I could really fight, spar, grapple, which by now I think you should have proof that I can, and I have, and I've been there and I've done that. You might think bullshito, but it's not bullshito. It's higher level stuff and concepts, and so hopefully some of you will get that from the 7 little videos I did yesterday, and bare knuckle sparring, and kind of like medium speed, and how to slip punches, and how to guide and blend with energy, and sometimes I throw them real ballistically. I didn't even mean to throw them all the way to the ground. That's what you can do from internal structure and base and stuff we talked about, why other people don't have it and I have it. Structure, base, balance, sensitivity. Okay, you gotta have that pyramid. So, anyway, interesting stuff. I hope you enjoy it. Then he was pulling away. He's like, oh, those guys are having fun. So, Memorial Day weekend, like everyone was, big group of people. And then I was kind of like getting in my car, and this guy walked by, and I'm looking at his plate of food. I'm like, man, that looks good. I'm hungry after training. Go figure, right? And I got invited over to go hang out and party with all these people from the Congo. Okay? So that was cool. Like I told them, like I lived in Africa 6 months, never the Congo, but I had a great time. Great people. I basically, the adults kind of, but I was playing with their kids and they were okay with it. Boxing with this little pudgy boy and picked him up, and this other kid, kids and dogs and stuff usually love me. So had fun, good people, and that's one of the things. I'm sorry about the noise, guys. That's one of the things that say Wayne. That's one of the things that is good when you travel, and it kind of reminds me that there's some good people in the world. Kind of like, doesn't matter your background, culture, whatever, but cultures that focus on family structure and community. It doesn't matter, and I'm not saying everyone's poor in the Congo or whatever, but I've been to Africa, I've been to Malaysia, I've been to places where not everyone has money, and yet these people are like, here, have some food, my brother. The guy running, he's like, I'm kind of like doing my thing, and he like comes over later, like, hey, you want something to drink? Come over. Grabbed a can of Coke, and not that I buy them anymore, but I grabbed a can of Coke, and he was my I think he said the music was really loud, but he said my daughter graduated from high school, and my other daughter got into college, so I'm really happy. So celebrate, welcome, brother. All this. They were great. I mean, like 35 people. I assume most from the Congo or other places in Africa and or born here. A few of them, I'm sure. But, it's good. Family, community, taking care. And it's often not the people that the haves don't want to give you nothing. But other people are like, come here, my brother. Like, I'm hugging these guys, shaking their hands. And, great stuff. So that was good for me. Like, hey, there's still humanity left. They're trying to destroy family structure and destroy community, destroy caring about other people, and destroy welcoming someone into your group or your home or whatever. Not saying you have to fall for scams and not be aware of self-defense issues, but anyway, good stuff. Okay, so I did one live stream, kind of last minute Q&A. A lot of guys ended up popping in. I was answering questions for over an hour and a half. Thank you everybody that joined in. Hopefully you enjoyed that. I'm going to do another live stream this Sunday. This might even air afterwards because I got a video on my Neo Striking cluster reset, distance reset. I want to get that out there, so I don't know. But anyway, this Sunday or next Sunday, you know, I'm going to do a Q&A, a second Q&A. And then it's time for guests. I got 4 good guests already lined up. Last night on Twitter, my Viking Samurai interview I did, and we talked about me meeting Mark Dacascos. I had sent that to Mark, and Mark liked it. And I said, you know, I'm starting to do live streams. If I could get Mark Dacascos on, that would really be something. Mark, please spend an hour, hour and a half with me if you can. I'm typically doing Sundays. Like, you know, if you could give me an hour of your time or 40 minutes of your time even, Mark, that would be great. I would love to get Mark Dacascos. I'd love to, thinking about him, like, man, who have I interviewed? I've interviewed, like, tons of guys. I'd like to get Kathy Long on. I'll have to send, I haven't reached out to her in a while. When I left for the Middle East, Kathy Long woke up early in the morning to drive me to the airport. I mean, I taught her once about takedown defense and get ups from bottom, and my head twist and my throat shove, and she loved it. I gave her a pair of my Thai pads when I was leaving the country. So hopefully she's gotten good use of those with students, as I'm sure she has. And gave another pair to Muay Thai Academy, I mentioned, and then Mark Dacascos. Like, hey guys, you guys have been pretty good to me. Here you go. You know, you'll make better use of these than me. I can't take everything with me. I gave some weights and maybe another pair of Thai pads, some heavy dumbbells to go-kart, stuff like that. So I'd love to get Kathy Long on. I have a good interview with her. Guys, look for that. I think it's got a lot of views all of a sudden. I'd love to get Don the Dragon Wilson on. That would be interesting. Viking Samurai talking about him. Of course, he's kind of gone back and forth on Jean-Claude Van Damme, who I like, and his wife just responded to me yesterday. His wife, and I think at least one of his kids I'm Facebook friends with, and she's responded to me a few times. If you watch JCVD, the movie, if you watch the reality show he did, you know, interesting stuff, and trying to, like, rescue dogs, and, like, you know, he's become a pretty good man. So, I'm not hating on JCVD, but Don the Dragon Wilson has had some issues with him and with the ninja Frank Dukes. And guys in the live stream were asking me all about ninjas, man. Everyone going ninja crazy. I did tell a funny story about sneaking up and disappearing on the ninja Stephen K. Hayes in my live stream. You might want to watch that. It's kind of funny. I got funny stories, guys. Viking Samurai is going to have a lot more coming out with me. But guys, Don the Dragon Wilson, other old stars like that, Kathy Long. If I could get Mark Dacascos, boy, that would be big. I'm watching Jupiter's, whatever. Josh Duhamel back in the day. I mean, he used to come up and hug me and like, hey, man, what's going on? And one day he's like, guess what? He came and followed me outside his set because I used to be a regular blackjack dealer on Las Vegas TV show. I'm like, guess what? I'm like, what, Josh? Guess who came over? I'm like, who, Josh? Guess who came over? I'm like, who, Josh? Hoist Gracie came over and taught me and Fergie jiu-jitsu the other day, private lesson. And so he's probably too big for me to get, but, you know, if I could get Josh Duhamel, I hope I'm saying his name right. I think he lives down in Florida, plays a lot of golf nowadays, but the Jupiter show's pretty interesting. I'd love to get Josh on. So, guys, if you can, like, you know, do all that Twitter Insta-host stuff that I don't know how to do, if you can do that and blow up fan pages and stuff and be like, come on, I really want to make it something. I might shave. This is because there's a movie going on right now I've been hoping to get on, but so yeah, you know, hopefully we can get some really cool people. I've already got 4 pretty cool people lined up, and UFC fighters, Bellator guys that I know. Reach out. Let's talk about the old days. Let's talk about what it was like to fight and cut weight and all that kind of stuff, and how hard training was and how you train differently nowadays, and things like that. Guys, if you happen to, like, be friends with somebody, I got a Facebook friend, and he, I'll have to come back to it. He knows a really interesting guy, hangs out with him a lot. and he's done martial arts and boxing like his whole life. So, you know, there's some people out there maybe I can eventually build up to and try and get on. That would be really, really cool. Guys, look at my Neo Striking videos. Got one coming out in about an hour and a half. Oh, actually, I'm just killing time now before I get in the shower to do an interview with Sergio Perez, Practical Combat. He says, you're blowing up in the Spanish-speaking community. I'm down. I'm down with the Spanish-speaking community. I mean, kind of like, I lived in LA in different areas for a lot of years where it was, you know, and my girlfriend was Mexican, but her face was Japanese. You know, we used to go to the store, like, you know, it was really, you know, only, you know, the Spanish area I lived in, Spanish-speaking area, mostly Mexicans, but, you know, I had an Argentinian girlfriend, etc. So I'm down with that. I spent 2 months living in Puerto Rico. Now all the Don Hair guys going to Puerto Rico. I mean, I've looked into it before as, you know, being America, but having a lot of benefits. I wouldn't mind going to Puerto Rico again, teach MMA and combatives, you know, stuff like that. So, do I stay in Georgia? Tennessee's looking really good with some stuff Tennessee's been doing lately. Got a seminar coming up, Clean, Texas, early July. Again, sorry about the noise, guys. But, so yeah, so Sergio Perez, Practical Combat, he says he's going to do it in English and then dub it over in Spanish. So apparently there's some people, he's got a friend, loving some of the stuff I've said lately, being a little more hardcore lately, and whatever. So he's got a friend in Mexico City, I think, or Mexico, that wants to talk to me too. Awesome. Let's do that. I got this karate guy who wants to interview me. Awesome. Cool. Let's do that. And then I'm going to, you know, really launch into me interviewing other people on my live streams. Plan for Sunday, 1 p.m. EST. That might change, but I think that's a good time. Let me know. So let's talk about Rokas Leo's new video, because it was a good one. On, like, because I've been, where are you going to critically look at your jiu-jitsu? Guys, I have a problem with that. As a jiu-jitsu black belt, as a guy who started in jiu-jitsu January 97, even a few days earlier, but that wouldn't be fair, so I say 97. It was really like Christmas time. I did my first 2 classes, like, between Christmas and New Year's. But they live off the backs of the Gracies that fought. They live off the backs of the guys who fought in Valley Tudo. They lived off the backs of guys that would do dojo storming. They lived off of the backs of the guys that were fighting on the beaches of Rio de Janeiro. Obrigado, my friend. Woo-ha! So, I have a problem with all the butt floppers, and it wasn't even butt flopping guard like back in my day. Now it's just sitting guard crap. I mean, they're good. I mean, they're skilled, whatever. That's great for sport. That ain't so great when you're surrounded by a bunch of thugs trying to mug you. So I don't like jiu-jitsu guys saying, oh, I got a fight coming up, when they mean a competition. Olympian judokas and wrestlers don't say a fight. Yeah, pansy wannabe. So I have a problem with that. And then this relates to, I'm like, have you been pressure testing your jiu-jitsu? Where's the grappling with punches or even slaps to the face? Where's the pressure testing of taking guys down that act like boxers just trying to box you, street fighters, and you're taking down, getting the mount control, taking them back, choking them out, or going to mount, pounding them, whatever, realistic stuff. Or controlling the situation. Osoto double knee ride. Okay? Someone else had double knee ride video recently. I've kind of been teaching that for a long time. Look at my knee ride seminar. Going over all of that in the beginning. Look at my combative street jiu-jitsu at the end of that DVD. Look at highlight number 2. Knee ride, double knee ride for law enforcement, keeping your awareness up, etc. But anyway, his new BJJ video, I do like his instructor. Like, he keeps it real. Started off with a certain guy doing the arm drag stuff. Yeah, that's okay. But realize, if you're not already managing distance and putting up a fence like you're supposed to, if some guy just walks around the corner and he's, hey man, hey, what's going on, man? Hey, keep your distance, please. If you didn't already do that, you already messed up a long time ago. So if you're in a club or whatever and the guy just shoves you, guess what? I'm not, oh my God, I'm waiting to arm drag everybody. High tense, whoa, I'm gonna arm. No, the first time a guy comes up and just ballistically shoves you, which people can instinctively do pretty well. I've seen it in clubs for over 20 years where I bounce, done security at. Okay? You're not gonna do that against someone's first shove. If you're not already in a fence, you're not gonna defend that first shove, you're probably gonna get shoved. Why? Because it doesn't telegraph like someone's punch.
or it's not a hand behind the back or a knife that you should be noticing he's pulling something out of his waistband or his pocket. So that first is linear, quicker, non-telegraphic pretty much. The first shove is going to happen. Then you put your fence up, and now if he goes to shove again or grab, now you can arm drag or wrist lock if you have those skills like I do, or wakigatami even, like they talked about later in the video. So I'm talking about martial arts journey, BJJ bad self-defense video that posted today. Now maybe I arm drag, or they go to punch, it's usually a shove and a big right hand, typically. So now you shove, and now you duck under standing arm triangle, or even double leg blast if that's your younger repertoire to do. Or, you know, head and elbow spear, which I teach as the default, because that's kind of the best, highest percentage default. Head and elbow spear, knee the nuts. They go down, guillotine or snap down if there's multiple opponents, run out the hole. And if not, they come up with good pressure because they're way bigger and stronger than you, and they fought before, and the knee the nuts doesn't really do it, or you miss and hit the leg. They posture up good, and then you elbow blast them. By the third or fourth, they usually fall down because they're stumbling. So that's my default in that scenario, but it's shove and then punch, shove, and then maybe then they go to shove or grab again. Well, now you arm drag, or now you wrist lock, or now you standing elbow lock, Russian 2-on-1, wakigatami. If you have good sensitivity, you can do these things. I can do these things. If you can't, sorry, you suck. Okay, so then there was the really bad, and I did laugh of it, the Gracie's show a knife against a stab. There is a frame here with a jam. And I still teach that with a punch, and you can come to the neck and maybe get it behind to that hammer lock behind. That's kind of good, but they didn't show the forward pressure. And that's usually very close range, just the hidden one behind the leg is usually that upward stab. Everything else, dog catch or jaws, try to pass the 2-on-1, and you better practice a lot of baseball bat. So look at my knife defense video, 5 out of 6 times I ran. The other time I tried to get this, and then we ended up in baseball bat for quite a while until I had the energy to pass to the Russian 2-on-1 takedown, to then mount, give frap, boom, punch, take it with a knife away. On 6'4", big Henry 265. So, I have a problem with that first guy because I originally had a self-defense video showing his girlfriend in heels walking in Vegas, and a guy comes and attacks her, and she ippon tsunagi and does an armbar on the ground. So I will always hold that against that person teaching self-defense. I hold that against jiu-jitsu guys that are sports guys teaching self-defense. I watch other guys' videos. I sit through 2 hours to watch and go every 6 seconds. I go, that's wrong, that's wrong, that's wrong, that's wrong, that's wrong. You don't have the self-defense knowledge. You haven't been in weapons fights. You haven't been in multiple attacker fights. And if you didn't bounce for 20 years like me, you probably don't know what the F you're doing. Stick in your lane. Stick to sport. So we can apply that to the first guy. We can apply that even to like other people in jiu-jitsu's really crappy knife and even like stick defense, this stuff. Now I can do it fast ballistically because I know how to move. I can do like, because I don't have to go 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 Krav Maga, old jiu-jitsu, Hapkido, really old judo kata. That the Gracies used to teach. So